plaintiff, Maurice Hubbard, dated the defendant, and he thought their relationship was good until he realized she was cheating with their neighbor. Soon after, the defendant turned up pregnant, and she insisted Maurice was the father. But Maurice has his doubts, so he petitioned the court for a paternity test and is suing for emotional distress. Defendant Whitney Jones admits that she cheated on Maurice and was unsure as to whether or not Maurice was her child's father. But she insists she suggested getting a DNA test when she was pregnant. Whitney is countersuing because she claims Maurice mistreated her during their relationship.
Start with you, sir.
All right, Your Honor, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was in the streets. I was a hustler, selling drugs and everything. When I met Whitney, I gave up that lifestyle. I thought me and her becoming.
What year and how old were you?
I was 20, I was 30. I was about 30 when I gave everything up.
About what year? How many years ago?
About 3-4 years ago.
And you all started dating. What was that like?
At first, everything was going good. I was loving her, everything I was there for her. Until my phone was off, I went to use her phone. I seen a text message that she was messing with the guy across the street. So that kind of like broke my heart a little bit.
How long after dating?
About 5-6 months.
Okay.
About 5-6 months when I got that.
Mm-hmm.
But
who was the person you say, the guy where?
Across the street from her neighbor.
Okay, and you saw the text?
Yes.
What type of stuff was
He was saying, can I come over for morning sets? He was like, I got socks on this time, and he was talking about how good this stuff is.
Socks?
You know? Yeah, he's like, he got socks on. Guess he had no socks on when we came over that one day. But I was working.
And when you spoke to her about it, what did she say?
At first, she denied it until I showed her I got proof in her text messages. And she, why you going through my phone and all that? But eventually, I forgave her for that. We stayed together. She convinced me that she wasn't messing with the guy anymore. So then, after we cleared that up and everything was cool. We stayed together. A couple months later, she came up pregnant. I asked her, I said, is the baby mine? You sure it's mine? She said, yeah, I know. I ain't messing with nobody else.
How many months after? 2 months?
About 3 months.
3?
And she told me that the baby's mine, it's nobody else. So
you all were living together?
Yes.
Still?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So once, a couple months after that, after she told me she was pregnant and everything, we were sitting on the porch. The guy walked past. He said, take care of my baby. Oh. So
He said that to whom?
Huh? To
he
me.
Said that to you?
Oh. Yes. He walked out, he said, take care of my baby. He didn't want to stop. He kept walking, though.
Yeah.
So I looked at her. I said, what? I don't know, what he just say? She denied everything, said he just saying
Let
that
me allow her to
stuff.
give some background, then we'll get back to you.
Okay. He knew that I was messing around with the dude across the street because I told him.
At what point?
He came home, he came to my house one day with his nephew and his daughter, and I was outside talking to the dude.
Were you all living together? Let's start there.
No, in the beginning, no, we wasn't.
Okay.
We didn't begin to live together until after he found out that I was messing around with the guy.
And he accepted that then.
He accepted it, and he forgave me for it.
So you let him know after you started?
Yeah, we was in a relationship.
And he was all right with it, you say?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't all right with it when he found out about it. No, he wasn't.
He said, stop messing with him.
Yeah.
Okay. And go ahead and proceed.
But Maurice wasn't treating me well. He wasn't doing nothing for me as far as in the house and stuff like that.
What do you mean by that?
He wasn't helping with any bills.
Okay.
He wasn't helping me buy no food.
Okay.
All he did was lay up in the bed and play his game all day.
Mm-hmm.
He had a job. He never offered to do anything for me.
What shift did he work?
In the daytime.
You just said he lay up in the bed all day and play games. That was you just
He
said.
had multiple jobs.
12 hours.
Hold on, pardon me?
He had multiple jobs.
That's even more unreasonable to think that he could lay in the bed all day
he did.
and play games.
He
when
did.
He had multiple, you can't do both at the same time. And so you're saying that to say what?
That he didn't do anything for me in this relationship.
All right, did you want to respond to the pregnancy?
I told him about that. I told him that he should get a DNA test when I was pregnant. when I was
Because
pregnant
you
with her.
questioned the paternity.
Because he
No, she
questioned
didn't. No,
it.
you didn't.
Quiet.
Because he questioned it.
Okay.
He knew that I was messing
How
around.
did you feel?
I felt like he needed a DNA test because
Why?
I was unsure.
Okay, that means you questioned it. You wasn't sure. That means it was questionable to you.
Yeah.
All right.
It was questionable to me, sir, because it was questionable to him because he brought it up. He said that,
No. That's not how pregnancies go. If a woman knows she has never been involved with another man, then the guy said, I want a DNA test. So what do you want a DNA test for?
Excuse
Because
me.
I don't know if it's mine. You say, well, sure it is yours. You don't say, okay, well, since you want one, I'll give you one because maybe you're right. Okay, ma'am.
After I had my baby early, I did.
Ma'am, let me tell you, you've hurt your credibility severely with the things that you've been telling me. You can look at me all you want like that. You have.
Okay,
You can
sir.
laugh if you want.
I'm
you
not
have.
laughing.
And
I'm
we're
not
going to see who's laughing last. Now, I don't know who it's going to be. But so far, he comes across more honest and more credible than you. But he may have rehearsed. And he is a former hustler. And they're slicker than most people. They're slicker than the average person. And he just knows how to lie better than you. Perhaps that's the case.
Months after that, after she told me she was pregnant and everything, we were sitting on the porch. The guy walked past. He said, take care of my baby.
He said that to whom?
To
He
me.
said that to you?
Yes. He walked out, he said, take care of my baby. He didn't want to stop. He kept walking though.
Yeah.
So I looked at her. I said, what? I like, what he just say?
Plaintiff Maurice Hubbard dated the defendant, and he petitioned the court for a DNA test because the defendant recently told him that he may not be the father of their 2-year-old daughter.
What happened when the child came?
When the baby was born, she asked me, do I want to sign a birth certificate? And do I want to get a DNA? I said, do you think I should get a DNA? Are you sure this baby mine or what? I'm 100% sure. I have not been
Say
messing with the guy. I said, okay. We don't need to get it. I signed a birth certificate. She told me she's 100% sure. And
Did
she
he
told
sign
me-
the birth certificate?
Yes, he did.
And why, when you were unsure? Why didn't you say you shouldn't sign it?
I did.
Okay, good enough. You insisted, she says. She said she told you don't do it. And you said, no, I got to. Go ahead. So you signed it, and what happened after that?
So once I signed it, we live on with our life. I was there with my baby. I took care of my baby. I was always with my baby.
When was the baby delivered?
July 29th.
What year? I'm sorry.
2014.
All right, and so what has happened since then? Why did you decide to petition now?
Because her niece upstairs had told me that she just seen the guy that she was messing around with. And she said, boy, when I looked at him, I almost threw up. I said, why? She was like, that baby looks just like him.
But you had seen him before. You hadn't seen him in a while.
I haven't seen him in a while.
And so that's
Can I
why
say
you're
this?
questioning it, and that's why you're suing for emotional distress, because you believe she has misled you about a major issue in your life that certainly would cause emotional distress, severe emotional distress, if you found out a baby you've cared for 2 years and thought it to be yours is not. All right, ma'am, what do you want to tell me?
I feel like he was trying to control me, but can I say something about the niece? He sent me text messages telling me that he slept with my niece and he's been sleeping
All
with
right,
my
ma'am,
niece.
this is enough. Let's get to the answer to this baby. That's who I'm concerned
Yes.
about. Is the baby his, or do you know?
I don't know, sir.
All right, you don't know. Good enough. And you've told him you don't know?
No, I haven't talked to him.
Your Honor. The day her niece told me, I came
How
down.
long ago was that?
2 months ago.
All right, that didn't happen?
No, I don't know. I haven't.
You don't know whether it happened?
I don't know whether that happened.
He
No.
never approached you about
No.
it? The niece never approached you?
No.
This is the first time you're hearing
Yes.
it? Good enough. All right. And your counterclaim is for what?
I'm countersuing him because of emotional distress because he messed with my niece.
Okay, what else?
He hasn't did nothing in the house. He scared my kids
How?
by yelling at me, calling me, breaking stuff up in the house.
What else?
That's it.
All right. What you've just described to me is what couples who argue with each other do on a frequent basis if they are not getting along and they perhaps shouldn't be together. So that's not anything that is outrageous and uncommon. You haven't said he choked you, sent you to the hospital, called the police, any of that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
My mom witnessed him picking up a glass and trying to cut me with it, and she
All
also.
right, let's move on to the petition. No, that's enough, ma'am. You've told me what he did, and I'm telling you, oh, go get the results. She's trying to run. You're trying to get away from these results. No, don't you run. Don't you go nowhere. Boy, she started packing her stuff up. She started packing her stuff up. She said, we're going to see. I hope you're not running game on me. Let's see. I'm going to let you read it. There it says the probability of paternity. And sir, I hope you're ready for what she's about to read. Read the part in the yellow. You read what it says, ma'am.
Woo.
What does it say?
It says 0.
0 probability that the child is his. It is not his child. I will grant you $5,000 for emotional distress. I do believe she misled you. Have a good day.
I'm glad he got that.
Go back to Cali, thought.
You want me though? You want me though?
You and your niece.
You want me? Yeah, you and my niece. You can have her. Come pick her up. Come pick her up from my house. I don't even want to talk about it. He can have his $5,000 because he a broke.
Right here, sir, right here.
Broke.
I'm upset that the baby's not mine. I'm hurt, but you gotta move on.
We love that baby with all our heart. We took care of that baby, and it's just sad that she would let us go on this far and not say anything.
Mom, I don't care about that $5,000. I'm glad he ain't the father because he a bum. A bum.
Plaintiff Janika Duncan says she met her now-deceased husband when she was a stripper, and he got her out of that lifestyle. Janika claims while they were together, his son, the defendant, never acknowledged her as his wife, and she believes it's due to her former profession, their 30-year age difference, and her race. She's suing her stepson today for her inheritance. Defendant Jeffrey Duncan says Janika is nothing more than a gold digger, and he doesn't even believe she was legally married because his father was married to another woman, and he has the marriage license to prove it. Jeffrey is countersuing Janika for stolen money.
All right, and ma'am, you're suing your stepson for $5,000 for stolen money?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're countersuing for $5,000 for stolen money.
Yes, sir.
Start with you.
All right, Your Honor. First of all, me and my husband met back in 2003. I was a stripper at a local strip club. By the end of the night, he convinced me I was too pretty, didn't need to be in there. He would take care of me. So what I do? I trusted in God, thought about it, prayed, and I left. We went on with our life. We dated for several years, had lots of fun together.
How many years?
Wow, we dated, we met in 2003. We dated all the way up to, we got married in October of 22nd, 2011.
Okay.
Yes. He passed January 26, 2016. The family had never acknowledged me as a wife. I don't know why. For one, I'm thinking 30-year age difference. For two, I was a stripper. And for three, I'm thinking because I was African American. I never had a problem with anybody but this type of family. He has always let me know about his 4 estranged kids. They have always been in and out of his life. I have never seen any of his kids. On one occasion, I met Jeff, this young man right here. He came over to one of my rental properties and pretty much patched up a few holes.
Are you all in the same town?
Yes. Family had never acknowledged me as a wife. I don't know why. For one, I'm thinking 30-year age difference. For two, I was a stripper. And for three, I'm thinking because I was African American.
Plaintiff Janika Duncan says she was married to the defendant's father before he passed away. But the defendant claims his father was married to another woman, and he has proof of that marriage in court today.
Let me hear from you. You give me some background, sir.
Your Honor, she's nothing but a gold digger. All she was after was my father's money.
Wow.
Okay.
Really?
She never She didn't care about him. She wasn't there when he passed away.
Your Honor, that's not true.
He was he was sick on his deathbed, and
I was always
spending
there.
his money,
Hold on, man.
driving his vehicle.
Let's back up, sir. Let's back up. You believe she was after his money, even though you don't know how much they were in love, because I got news for you. An older gentleman in his senior years with a young lady 30 years younger, he might really be in love.
It's
He
was
was.
possible.
And she probably know a few tricks from that club.
I do,
Maybe
sir.
so.
I don't mean to insult you,
I
man,
do,
but
sir, and he
you
loved
do.
me.
You say
Yes,
you do.
I did, and
Yeah,
I did. I took care of my
you
husband.
did. So you don't
I
know
don't know
what
for-
they could have been
That's true.
terribly in love.
That was none of my
Or he
business.
could have been. What's that called gold diggers? I'm
Well-
sure. Well, how much money did he make? Your father? What type of salary was he bringing in? Was he
Act-
rich?
He was disabled.
Actually, sir, he was receiving VA benefits, which I was part of that because I was his spouse, and also my son because that was his stepson.
How much of a gold digger is that to get your VA pension for a young lady? Probably, I think most strippers make a couple or a few thousand a week. To go from that to $150 a week, that's some poor gold digging.
Tinfoil digging.
Yeah, tinfoil. That ain't even gold. That's tinfoil. That ain't even silver. So my point is, sir, doesn't sound like that was the motive unless there was a pot of gold that was stashed somewhere that you didn't know about. I'm talking about a lot of money.
Correct.
Now, a lot of times, young ladies are initially attracted to an older gentleman, perhaps thinking that he'll be a good sugar daddy, and he might give them a few dollars. She met him at the club, he might have been tipping big, and he might have said, you don't have to do that, I'll take care of you. That may have been her motive initially. And then, your father might have had the skills himself
He might have.
to make her attracted to him for reasons other than money. Skills being love in his heart, the way he treated her, those type of skills. It doesn't always mean what you all are thinking. Cooking skills, whatever. Did he ever cook?
Yes, he was
See?
a great cook.
All right, so
I loved his eggs.
that's my point, sir. So we can't conclude that that was her single motive. It may have been in the beginning, but I think sounds like after 13 years of staying with him, she loved him. And toward the end of his life, what you were caring for him?
Yes, bathing, changing diapers. None of the kids were there to do all that.
Yeah.
Feed him.
That's not true, Your Honor.
They
My
probably was
babysitter
there, but
was there.
3 days before he passed, they was there.
But where were you when that last 2 weeks he was alive? You weren't there.
No,
You left.
Your Honor.
You took his vehicle, took his wallet, took his debit card.
Your
Go
Honor,
ahead, sir.
I have always had power of attorney over my husband, so I had access to do all those things. The last few days, my husband was alive. His grandmother cursed me out and called me out my name, told me to leave. That's not your house, which that was her house. So what I supposed to do? I left. The only vehicle we had was my husband's truck. So I left, went to my mom's house.
That's not true
A few
either,
days
Your Honor.
later, the hospital nurse called me and told me he took his last breath. Where do you want me to send his body? After that, this family has been malicious. They did not tell me where he's buried, when he was buried, or how he was buried. They're not looking at the fact that I'm a grieving wife. His sister called and told me, come get your things. They're under the carport. You're not allowed and you're not around here. My husband met back in 2003. I was a stripper at a local strip club. By the end of the night, he convinced me I was too pretty, didn't need to be in there. He would take care of me. So what I do? I trusted in God, thought about it, prayed, and I left.
Plaintiff Janika Duncan says she was married to the defendant's father before he passed away. But the defendant claims his father was married to another woman, and he has proof of that marriage in court today.
What are we suing him for today?
I'm suing him for, even though I have a will on my husband, I'm not suing for the whole thing. I'm only going to sue for 1/3.
What happened?
First of all, he went to the probate lawyer and closed our account out. That was $18,674.
Excuse me, Your Honor. That was not our account. My dad's name was the only one on that account.
Yeah, but
I'll let
I didn't
sir-
have time to do that, get my
I'll let
name
you
on
give
it.
Your, side. Well, some accounts are separate. My wife won't let me put my name on one of her accounts. And
But
I
Your
got
Honor,
news for her. She ain't on one of my accounts either. Well, I guess it's news now to her for sure. Oh, but
no, Your Honor. My name was gonna get on that account, but I didn't have my correct
that's
ID.
not unusual for spouses to have separate accounts and joint accounts. Many have joint accounts together, and then they have separate accounts. Women to buy her clothes, men to go to the strip club.
Yeah.
And so that's. But
So basically, since I had all that power, I'm not greedy. I'm not trying to hurt them.
what happened with the money? He went and drew it all.
Yes, and I guess he split it with him and his 3 siblings. I don't know, because he didn't give me my portion.
And you wanted to show me something, a will? You have a will?
Yes, my
that he
power of
signed?
attorney.
Not just a power of attorney, a will you said you had.
Yes, everything was together
And
with
the will
this.
says what about the assets, ma'am?
It says something about giving his mom the RV, giving me the trike. I don't think it stated anything about money.
Go ahead, sir. Let me hear from you.
Well, Your Honor, I went through a legal probate court of Shelby County, Tennessee, and did an affiance bond for a small state affidavit, and I have that here.
I see it. Didn't you know they were married?
Your Honor, no, I didn't. I heard that they had gotten married October the 1st, and it didn't go through because they did it through a notary. Then they went back again October 22nd. This time they went to Mississippi instead of Tennessee and got married
No, we got married in
on
Tennessee.
October the 22nd of 2015, and he passed away 98
You
days
have the
later.
marriage certificate?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I also have a marriage license.
Well, let's see it. She has it. She has it already.
I don't know
Not
what
this
that
one,
is.
she doesn't.
What's your point?
My
I
point is
don't
my
know,
father was
but-
already married when he married her.
Who?
You
My father
never
was married.
divorced this woman?
No, sir, I also have proof of that, too, from 2 different courts in the state of Tennessee, and also a letter from his previous first wife.
Let me see that. Ma'am, did you know he was still married when you all got married?
I have the
No,
death
I
certificate
didn't.
also, Your Honor, that has his true wife's name on the death certificate, if you'd like to see that.
Just
all
because
highlighted.
you elect and tell the funeral home what is what, that don't mean it's true. So she could have did that out of spite.
And I guess the question becomes, do you know of a divorce?
No, I don't. I don't know he was
Did you
married.
know he was married?
No, I didn't.
He never discussed the previous marriage?
No.
So you really didn't know a whole lot about him?
I knew enough.
No, you didn't
Obviously
know
you
enough
didn't.
if you didn't know he had been married.
Could I see that, sir?
Sure can.
What's your counterclaim, sir?
Well, Your Honor, I am suing her for the money that she took out of my father's account
What?
after he passed away on January the 26th at 2:45. My father passed away, excuse me, and she was withdrawing money out of his account the day he died. She took out $1,000 out of his checking account on 1/26. 3 days later, after he was passed away, she took out $6,000 more on 1/29. Also on 1/26, she was at Chili's in South Memphis, Tennessee, eating lunch on the day he passed away.
Okay, I'm supposed to
So
eat.
why was-
But Your Honor,
So why
I don't,
what?
I'm supposed
I don't understand
to eat.
why
I
she wasn't
cannot
there with
eat.
him.
That's crazy.
You know, he's laying on his deathbed. She's out eating lunch and spending his money. She wasn't too concerned about him.
That's not true, Your Honor. I was merely handling business.
Plaintiff Janika Duncan says she was married to the defendant's father before he passed away. But the defendant claims his father was married to another woman, and he has proof of that marriage in court today.
This is a small claims court, not probate. Probate court is a court of a different jurisdiction because most of this is very technical. The law is very specific in most states. It'll say a certain percentage goes here to this person. If there was a will, it goes this way or that way, and most people need legal advice. And so I could have enforced a judgment. We can always enforce a judgment of $5,000 or less, but I can't determine the merits of the case. The probate judge in your local jurisdiction has to review and make a determination as to who is entitled to the assets of the deceased. You wanted to say one last thing, ma'am?
Yes. I would like to know where my husband is buried so I can have an official burial for myself.
You want to tell us, sir?
He's buried at the Veterans National Cemetery in Memphis.
All right. Both your claims are dismissed today. Good luck in probate court. And I'd be interested in seeing who was married to who and when and how.
I would too, because whoever this person was not there the 13 years I was
This
there.
reminds me of that Frankie Lyman movie.
Yes, who was the last wife?
Who was the last wife? Good luck to you both.
Thank you, Judge.
And dismissed.
I want to say to you, Nikki.
It's okay, but I'm glad to see you. I hate things happen that way, and I miss my husband. Thanks for
miss my
coming.
daddy.
Yep.
Plaintiff Colin Carnegie met the defendant and started a romantic relationship with her when he was 19, and she claimed to be 18. However, a month later, Colin realized the defendant was only 14. Colin claims they eventually lost touch, and when they reconnected, the defendant confessed that she was using heroin on a daily basis. Colin is suing her today for 2 unpaid loans. Defendant Alexandria Cook Brown admits that she lied about her age when she met Colin, but says he stayed with her even after he found out that she was just 14. Alexandria says that she was living with a heroin user for a period of time, but insists she never used with him.
All right, start with you.
All right, I've known Alex since I was 19. I'm 24 now. We met online via Facebook. She told me that she was 18 and that she'd recently just moved in right down the road from me in Dansville, Michigan, which is where I'm from. We ended up meeting up. We spent some time together. We started becoming romantically involved. About a month after I met her, she told me that she had actually lied about her age and that she was indeed 14 and not 18. And I didn't ID her or anything like that. But we'd been seeing each other for quite a while at that point.
I thought you said 1 month.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
You think that's quite a while?
Yeah. Well, we were seeing each other almost every single day, Your Honor. We had developed a very close friendship.
Did her parents find out?
She lived with her grandmother at the time.
Did
and
her
she
grandmother
did know.
know?
Yes, Your Honor.
Nobody has sought to prosecute you?
No, Your Honor.
You know you could have been, right?
I could have been.
All right,
Yes,
just
I know.
making sure
I know.
you know that.
I do.
So for future purposes.
Oh, I've been IDing since then.
Okay, good. All right.
We became close. She started going back and forth between, I believe, Kentucky, which is where she had some other family living, and Michigan. When she was in Michigan, we would spend time together. When she came back to Michigan about 1.5 years ago, I found out through a mutual friend that she had moved in with an old friend of mine that had recently gotten into some pretty hard drugs, heroin mainly. Found out that she was living with him, and I didn't want anything to do with her, so we pretty much lost touch for
Ma'am,
each
you
other.
want to give me some background?
Yes, I did indeed meet Colin when I was 14 years old, and he was 19 years old. I lied about my age and said that I was 16. Our relationship still continued for a while after that, him knowing that I was 14 when he found out about my age. We didn't talk for a while after I was staying with that ex-friend of his who indeed...
Did you go down to Kentucky, move, stay a significant amount of time?
I stayed in Kentucky for a year, and I would visit my grandma in Michigan while I stayed in Kentucky. And when I visited my grandma, I would sneak out and I would visit Colin as well.
What were you doing in Kentucky?
I lived with a foster family there.
Were you in school?
Yes, I was in
You
school.
finished high school?
Yeah, they were my guardians for a short period of time.
Did you get in any trouble, any drugs?
No, not at the time when I was in Kentucky.
So you came back to Michigan, and when you were staying or going back and forth with the gentleman or the family he referred to, you got on drugs?
My ex-boyfriend who I was staying with, who he's referring to, he is a drug addict. I did not participate in drug use with him, and his father and mother and father both knew about his drug use. And
Heroin?
Yes, he was
You
involved
say
in
you
that.
weren't, though. Everybody used heroin but you.
No, just my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, that was the...
That's not true, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to leave that alone. Are you on any drugs now?
No, sir.
Have you ever been addicted to any drugs?
I will admit to having smoked marijuana before in the past.
I will, too. But you know what we're talking about. Hard drugs, ma'am.
No, sir. No, Your Honor, I'm not currently on any hard drugs.
Have you used hard drugs?
No, Your Honor.
Defendant Alexandria Cook Brown had a romantic relationship with the plaintiff, and he claims she confessed that she was using heroin on a daily basis. But Alexandria insists that is a lie.
You say she's not telling the truth.
That's not true, Your Honor.
How do you know, other than hearsay?
I met with her because my friend, a mutual friend of ours, had seen her and said that she was very intoxicated to his belief, and he believed it to be heroin, while she was living with this ex-boyfriend who is a known heroin user. I contacted her for the first time in quite a while because I hadn't heard from her. I still did care about her, and I found out that she was living back in Michigan now.
When was this?
This was late January, early February of this year.
Okay.
I don't have the exact date, but it was.
So you
right
reached out?
Yep, and her and I met up. She snuck out of that house that she was staying at because she didn't want her boyfriend to know, because him and I don't get along because
He was sleeping
he's a
it
heroin
off.
addict.
Yeah, that wasn't hard to sneak. You're right.
Yeah, we just sat in my car and we talked, and
You can get away from him easy. Go
I
ahead.
asked her if she was using heroin because she seemed very, very out of it. Her eyes, I mean, she couldn't even talk at all. Initially, she said no. I kept asking her. After probably about 5-10 minutes of me saying, Alex, just tell me, I'm not going to judge you. She finally said, yes, I'll admit that I've been using heroin every single day. We spend $20 a day on heroin, me and my boyfriend, and we share the pack every single day. And she told me that his parents believed that they were both taking, I believe, Suboxone, but in reality, they were both taking heroin every single day. And she was paying for it by herself with her Social Security money from her mother that passed away when she was younger.
All right. And how did these loans come about?
I initially lent her $75 the next day after I had seen her then because she told me that she owed $75 in rent to her ex-boyfriend's father.
So the first time you meet up with her
There was no money
for
given that day.
years,
Yep.
the next time,
I felt bad
within
for her.
days,
Yep.
she asked for $75.
No, she didn't ask for it. I told her, you used to be such a great girl. What's happened to you? Look at you now. You need some help. And I offered her to come stay with me for 7 to 10 days at my new house that I just got out in Diamonddale, Michigan, and get clean. I told her it takes about 7 to 10 days. I'll be there for you. I know it's going to be hard. And I asked her if she wanted to do that, and she said, well, I still owe $75 in rent for the rest of the month. So I said, I'll come over tomorrow and I'll give you the $75. Can you pay me back? She said, yes, I can pay you back within 2 weeks. When she gets her Social Security checks, I'm not sure how often she gets
At least he said Social Security and not taxes.
Yeah. So the following day, I did go over there and I gave her $75. She went inside and gave the money to her boyfriend at the time's father.
How do you know?
She came back out with a little slip of paper.
Oh, you were waiting outside or
Yes.
something?
Yep, and then she came out with, I wouldn't even call it a receipt. That's why I didn't even bring it with me. It was a little piece of slip of paper that said $75 with a sloppy signature that was supposedly his dad's signature to Alex Cook Brown. Didn't say for rent, didn't say anything. And she was supposed to move in the following day after I gave her the money. We agreed that I was going to come and help her take her things. And then she told me, well, my grandma's going to come help me take my things. Didn't hear from her all day the next day. Contacted her boyfriend's father.
That's the real reason you're suing about this $100. She never did move in, did she?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. But that's okay.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about.
That is not what it's about. I was only going to have her there for about 7 to 10 days, so because I cared. I was trying to help her out. I've had to deal with the loss of a friend that overdosed on heroin.
Yeah,
a
no,
few
I'm
years
just
back.
kidding with you, and
I know.
Not
So,
much to joke about, but ma'am, either you're not doing it, so I can joke about it, or you're doing it and you need to get clean. And people who come in here and they need to get clean and they lie about it, then they get joked about. So.
Well, Your Honor, actually, shortly after that, she blocked me on Facebook. I talked to her the next day. I called her boyfriend's father, told him that I was with the Ingham County Civil Division. I'm a process server, and told him that I was the one helping to get her moved. He gave her the phone because I'd been trying to call her all day. I was worried about her. She sounded just like she had no idea what was going on. And long story short, she stopped contacting me after that. She blocked me on Facebook. I then found out through a mutual friend that she had gone to rehab. I don't know why you would go to rehab if you're not using heroin, but that's beside the point.
Go to rehab, right?
No, I had recently been to the mental hospital for psychiatric problems like depression, but I did not go for drug use.
Okay.
Well, after she got out of rehab, because I thought that she was trying to just avoid me because she owed me $75, I found out through the same mutual friend that she had gotten out, and I contacted her. She told me that she had, in fact, just gotten out of rehab, and that she's doing a lot better now, and that she's been clean for, I think it was 10 days at the time. She'd been out for 10 days.
Boy, he has a pretty vivid imagination, man. Go ahead.
After that, we didn't talk for a few days. She had asked the mutual friend that I keep bringing up.
All right, you're making this too long. What about the next loan? What about that? You haven't even gotten to the next loan.
I know. She'd been asking him for money because she's pawned her mother's ring, which her mother passed away, and according to her, that's the only object of hers that she has.
Defendant Alexandria Cook Brown had a romantic relationship with the plaintiff, and he claims she confessed that she was using heroin on a daily basis. But Alexandria insists that is a lie.
When did she next borrow money from you?
The next time that she got a hold of me was March 18th.
How much?
I have the text messages here. I ended up giving her $30 on March 20th.
$30? Ma'am, what do you want to tell me about these loans?
He gave me $25, not $30.
Mm-hmm. What about the $75?
He gave me $75.
For what?
For rent.
Okay. And when were you to pay him back?
I told him that I would pay him back when I had the money to pay him. I believe that he is suing me prematurely.
Do you get Social Security?
I do not. That was taken away from me when I was put into foster care.
How long have you been out of foster care?
I am still currently in voluntary foster care until age 21.
With whom?
I get, it's called a supportive independent living stipend.
So you do get money?
She's lying.
If I'm in school or I have a job, I receive my check.
You said you didn't get money because you were in foster care. Now you're telling me you would get money upon certain conditions. And so I don't believe what you're telling me, ma'am. I believe he has reason to believe that you're not going to pay him. And that's called anticipatory breach of contract, meaning he can sue you now because he has reason to believe you're not going to pay him. And I believe that he has reason to believe that. You haven't paid him a dime?
I have not received
All right,
anything.
and you haven't paid him anything on either of these loans, so he would anticipate you're not going to pay him. So I'm going to grant his judgment. 105. Have a good day, judgment for the plaintiff.
I didn't want to have to do that on TV, but if you want to lie to me and, tell me that you're going to pay me when I'm just trying to help you out,
Bring it to television.
I gave you money to try to help you
Bring it to television.
You posted on Facebook, and I saw it. You were so excited about coming here. Don't act like you weren't. I have friends that have you on Facebook. You were the happiest girl in the world, and I knew that this is how it was going to come down.